Petrol subsidy program postponed. Home Ministry to set up consultative council to strengthen policies. Hello and good evening. I'm Mohana Priya. Welcome to News on 2. The Petrol Subsidy Program, or PSP, scheduled for implementation in January 2020 has been postponed, with the new launch date to be announced later. Domestic Trade and Consumer Affairs Minister Datuk Sri Saifuddin Nasution Ismail said, in a statement issued today, said the public will continue to enjoy petrol prices based on the existing system. Datuk Sri Saifuddin explained that the program was postponed to enable briefing sessions to be continued with the aim of creating awareness and to prepare the public for the implementation of the program. It will also provide time for the registration of subsidy beneficiaries, which will be undertaken by the Finance Ministry. He said the decision to postpone the program had been made at the Cabinet meeting on 18th December. Previously, the government allocated 2.4 billion ringgit for the program in the 2020 budget, with program beneficiaries totaling 8 million people from the B40 and M40 groups. The Finance Ministry welcomes any suggestion and proposal that can help reduce the country's expenditure and boost its economy. This includes the proposal to cut the allowance of ministers and politicians. Finance Minister Lim Guan Eng, however, said the matter involved ministers and their ministries, and he believed any implementation should be decided by Cabinet.
Sebagai Kementerian Kewangan, apa-apa penjimatan adalah sesuatu yang baik kerana saya ada Menteri Kewangan. So kalau kita boleh lihat ada penjimatan, tentu itu sesuatu yang saya alukan sebagai Kementerian Kewangan. Tetapi kerana ia melibatkan menteri-menteri lain ataupun kementerian lain, saya percaya perkara ini harus diputuskan oleh Kabinet.
Lim was commenting on the suggestion made by Youth and Sports Minister Syed Saddiq Syed Abdul Rahman, who had proposed that the government cut the allowances of politicians and ministers following the controversial decision to cut the Critical Service Incentive Payment, or BIPK, for new doctors, nurses, engineers and other professionals joining the civil service from 1st January. The Home Ministry KDN will set up a Security and Public Order Consultative Council, MPM-KKA, which will play a role of advising the ministry on policy planning and issues concerning security enforcement. Its Minister Tan Sri Muhyiddin Yassin said the input from experts and experienced members of the council was crucial in strengthening the administration of the ministry as well as the departments and security agencies under it. The MPM-KKA, expected to begin operating next year, is believed to be able to enhance the approach and actions taken by the ministry in implementing any policy or law enforcement that has an impact on the interests of the people and the country. The council would comprise 40 members of various backgrounds involving civilians, community leaders, non-governmental organizations and academics with specific expertise.
Ini kita gunakan sebagai satu saluran untuk mengumpul maklumat dan maklum balas pada orang ramai, baik mengenai dengan penguatkuasaan, baik agensi-agensi yang ada di bawah kita 9 ke 10 semua sekali. Jadi itulah platform yang saya fikir boleh kita gunakan untuk merapatkan hubungan antara masyarakat dengan agensi di bawah kementerian. Polis sebagai contoh, boleh mengumpul maklum balas daripada mereka tentang apa yang berlaku dalam soal keselamatan, input yang boleh kita gunakan sebagai panduan, adakah perlu ada perubahan pindaan undang-undang.
The agreement to establish the council is also seen as a manifestation of the government's commitment to enhancing operations with various stakeholders towards establishing a ministry that has the people's best interest in mind. MACC Chief Commissioner Latifa Koya said the anti-graft body has no tolerance for any kind of assault while in detention and that all allegations will be seriously investigated with full cooperation given to any investigating body. She added that MACC has put in place a stringent standard operating procedure or SOP to arrest and detain suspects. Latifa, in a statement, said a police report was lodged by an MACC official stating that the allegations of assault on 3 policemen while in detention were false. In the case, the 3 policemen were being investigated by MACC for allegedly extorting a drug abuse suspect. She said that the investigation was part of an escalated drive by the Selangor MACC following allegations of extortion involving the police. She also said the agency will give its full cooperation to facilitate police investigations into the case. Former Foreign Minister Datuk Seri Anifah Aman today failed to stay a federal court ruling in nullifying his victory in the Kimanis parliamentary seat in the last general election, pending the hearing of his review application. However, the court set this Friday to review his application of the federal court ruling. A federal court 5-member bench led by Datuk Mohammad Zawawi Saleh unanimously dismissed Datuk Seri Anifah's application after finding there was no special circumstances for the court to grant the stay. He also ordered Datuk Seri Anifah to pay costs of 30,000 ringgit to each of the 3 respondents, namely Parti Warisan Sabah candidate Datuk Karim Bujang, the returning officer for the Kimanis parliamentary seat, and the Election Commission. Justice Mohammad Zawawi, who presided over the stay hearing with federal court judges Datuk Vernon Ong Lam Kiat, Datuk Abdul Rahman Sebli, Datuk Zaleha Yusof and Datuk Zabaria Muhammad Yusof, said 3rd January to hear the review application. He also told all parties to file their written submissions. Datuk Seri Anifah is seeking to review the ruling made by a different panel of the Federal Court on December 2nd, which dismissed his appeal to set aside the election court ruling, resulting for a by-election to be called in the constituency. A man has been charged with sexually assaulting a 9-year-old girl at Surau Al-Ikhlas Heights in Sungai Petani, Kedah on 13th December. The accused, Muhammad Nizam Yaakob, aged 31, pleaded not guilty when the charge was read in front of Sessions Court Judge Priscilla Hemamalini Nadarajan. The prosecution was done by Deputy Public Prosecutor Nurul Husna Omar, while the accused, who worked as a lorry driver's assistant, was not represented. The proceeding was also attended by the accused wife. The Deputy Public Prosecutor had also requested for bail to be denied for the accused, as the heinous act was committed in a public place and his potential threat to society. Judge Priscilla then set bail at 10,000 ringgit, as the accused has to support his wife and 5 children who are still in school, and the fact that his parents are unemployed. The court also set 29th January for case mention. The accused was charged under Section 14, subsection A of the Child Sexual Offences Act 2017, which carries up to 20 years in prison and whipping if convicted. Previously, on 13th December, a CCTV video clip that showed a man sexually abusing a girl went viral and caused public outrage on social media. All 5 Malaysians involved in a road crash in Cairo, Egypt on Saturday were reported to be in stable condition. In a statement issued today, Wisma Putra said all of them have been transferred to the Suez Hospital for health insurance and Sheikh Zayed Specialized Hospital for further treatment. It said officials from the Malaysian Embassy in Cairo have visited the victims to provide appropriate consular assistance, adding that there were no casualties in the accident. A Nepalese worker was killed after he fell into a meat grinder at a food processing factory in the Londang industrial area, Masjid Tanah, Melaka today. Melaka Fire and Rescue Department Operation Management Head Superintendent Zulkhairani Ramli said the 22-year-old victim was repairing the machine when the on button was suddenly activated and he was pulled into it. He said a team from the Masjid Tanah Fire and Rescue Station rushed to the factory after receiving a distress call at 7:46 a.m., arriving at the scene 9 minutes later. The firemen took about half an hour to retrieve the victim. The body was handed over to the police and sent to Melaka Hospital for a post-mortem. Coming up, KTMB introduces Flexi Fare for ETS effective March. Stay with us.
Non-stop YouTube. Non-stop entertainment your way with Hotlink Prepaid.
Welcome back. Rapid KL will extend operating hours for selected stations of all its rail, transit and bus services on New Year's Eve to 1:30 a.m. Now, the service extension will involve 13 LRT, MRT, BRT and monorail stations, as well as 14 Rapid KL bus and MRT feeder bus routes. Prasarana, in a statement, said this involved routes that run through the Kelana Jaya LRT line, namely USG 7, Pasar Seni, Masjid Jamek, KLCC and Ampang Park. This also included the LRT Ampang and Sri Petaling lines, which run through the Masjid Jamek and Bandaraya stations. As for the Sungai Buloh Kajang MRT line, the stations involved are Pasar Seni, Bukit Bintang, Maluri and Mutiara Damansara, as well as the Bukit Bintang station for monorail services. The statement said for the BRT Sunway route, the station will end their operations as per normal hours, but commuters will still be able to exit from them and continue their journey. Rapid KL advises city dwellers to use public transportation services on that day to prevent traffic congestion, especially in areas where the New Year's Eve celebrations are held. For more information, visit MyRapid KL's Twitter or Facebook page or its website www.myrapid.com.my. Meanwhile, Kereta Api Tanah Melayu Berhad KTMB is introducing a more affordable fare for those wishing to travel on its electric trains service or ETS effective 1st March next year with the introduction of the Flexi Fare. Now, the Flexi Fare tickets for all ETS destinations for travel between 1st until 31st March next year would be on sale beginning 15th January. The Transport Ministry, in a statement, said the Flexi Fare is a method used to determine fares based on passenger travel options. It is introduced to provide passengers with the opportunity to make travel plans and choices according to their needs. As an introduction promotion for the Flexi Fare, KTMB is also offering free seating option for those buying tickets for travel between 1st until 30th March. There is also concession fares for government retirees and their spouses, senior citizens, persons with disabilities (OKU), children between 4 and 12 years old, students in possession of the KTM iCard, members of the police and armed forces and firefighters. The philanthropic arm of the Air Asia Group, Air Asia Foundation, is planning to open more of its social entrepreneur hub, namely Destination Good, next year. Its executive director, Yap Mun Ching, said the move was made following the encouraging feedback received from the public, including international and local tourists, on more than 1,000 products available at its 2 centres. The centres, currently open at Kuala Lumpur International Airport 2, KLIA, and Rex KL, are showcasing products from over 40 social entrepreneurs from ASEAN countries. Speaking to RTM, Yap said the foundation is planning to open new centres in Johor and Pulau Pinang for its new market, adding that the same centre would be open in Tune Hotel KLIA 2 next year.
Boleh dikirakan milestone kita. Satu adalah pembuka kedai ini. Kedua adalah pelancaran koleksi kita semula dengan satu designer Malaysia namanya Project Jahan. Okey, jadi mereka adalah spesialis dalam membuat barangan daripada bahan-bahan yang boleh dikita semula. Jadi koleksi ini sudah ditunjukkan di KL Fashion Week 2019 dan plan kita untuk 2020 adalah untuk menghasilkan lebih banyak barangannya. Sekarang anda lihat tidak banyak kerana semuanya sudah habis dijual.
The Air Asia Foundation is also mulling into the possibility of opening such centres in every ASEAN country as an international platform for social entrepreneurship. Established since 2012, the Air Asia Foundation is mandated to create social entrepreneurs and businesses within communities that can have a long-term effect. Coming up in sports, Farhan makes history with IBF Intercontinental win. National professional boxer Mohammad Farhan Harun created history when he won the International Boxing Federation or IBF Intercontinental Championship in the 2019 Johor International Boxing Championship last night. Mohammad Farhan beat Tanzanian boxer Pascal Abel Ndomba through technical knockout in the 7th round to stay unbeaten for the 11th time. Mohammad Farhan's solid punch felled Ndomba, who then withdrew from the fight. The stiff fight saw the Johor native simultaneously defending the World Boxing Association WBA Asian Cruiserweight Class Championship and the World Boxing Council WBC Light Heavyweight Class Championship. Mohammad Farhan, when met after the match, said he did not expect the match to end early as Ndomba was rather aggressive and took the fight to him.
Sebab kalau kita tengok on the first, second round, opponent a bit aggressive, and then third and fourth round, fourth and fifth round saya cuba untuk bagi satu kekangan yang sengit balik. On the sixth round dia naik balik, dia aggressive, and on the seventh round saya tak tahu sebenarnya tumbukan mana yang kena dekat dia. Sebab kita as boxer, kita tumbuk apa yang kita boleh tumbuk dan kita buat apa yang kita boleh buat.
And that concludes this evening's News on 2. In our top story today, targeted petrol subsidy scheme postponed as more briefings needed. Join us again at 12:30 tomorrow afternoon. I'm Mohana Priya. Stay tuned to TV2 and have a great evening.